And then now you're here.
Yeah, it's great.
What were the motivations to come to Australia? You said you came sort of just before COVID.
Yep. Oof. So long story short, we can probably lay it out.
We're gonna get back and forth, but
Okay.
yeah.
Cool. The story was I had my fitness business. I also had a Chinese girlfriend. So, hence that's why I went back and forth to China a couple times.
Yep.
Originally to see my mom, but I also learned Chinese through her, and it was just a passion that I learned about Jack Ma Alibaba. So I saw the way he articulated his words, so I wanted to learn Chinese because I wanted to do business.
Yep.
So the reason or why I'm here in Australia is because of my partner. She had to come to Australia for studies. She was like, you know what, I'm willing to stay here back in Fiji with you. But I was like, oh, I feel so bad if that happens because she has such a great life opportunity ahead of her. And she comes from probably the most powerful Chinese family in Fiji. So I was like, oof, you're doing that all for a kid from the
Crazy
farm?
rich Asian stuff.
Yeah. Crazy rich. So I was like, oh, I want to go to China. So she was like, she started searching all these schools and stuff. And then with her connection, me and her could get a scholarship. So I didn't have to pay for anything. But I was like, but do I want to end up in China since the competition there is so fierce? I guess that's one reason why eBay has withdrew from China. So then I was like, you know what? You decide. So she decided Australia, and then she decided Queensland because the weather is similar to Fiji. So from there on, I was like, you know what? You can go and I'll stay. When I earn money, I'll just come, visit you, come back.
Yep.
But then I talked to my uncle, and he said, long distance is very difficult. It will come to a period of time that, anything you say is just words. So he was relaying his experience with his partner. So he said, you know what, why don't you just sell it? You're still young, and just go. I'm like, cool. And that's what I did.
Yeah.
Long story short, here I am.
That's it. So Sione, so obviously here now in Australia, what were your expectations like before you actually came here? What did you know about Australia? What did you think was going to happen?
So to be honest, I didn't even know Australia existed on the map because I've never heard anything about Australia.
Yep.
Maybe one thing, but it didn't really register with me, but it was about the snakes, spiders, and crocodiles. So like, ooh,
All true.
super scary. But when I came here, I was like, oh, it's not that scary. Plus, why is it that sort of every Aussie, knowing that a foreigner came in, they'd say, when you go to the forest, be careful. There's drop bears. I freaked out.
Wait, what?
Drop bears?
Yeah, no, it's definitely a thing. I mean, it's not that common, but so the bears that just drop out of the trees, they kill like hundreds of people a year.
Wait, is that actually true?
Yeah, it's an actual thing.
I've never heard of that before.
Really?
Wait, I mean,
You've lived in Brisbane most of your life, eh?
yeah, I mean, where else?
So like if you go rural, anywhere rural, there's a lot of that going on.
Is it the same as the coconuts in Fiji?
Oh, yeah, that too.
Yeah, okay.
That's right. So,
Yeah,
I've heard
you should
that.
be used to things coming out of the sky.
Not the bears, though.
Yeah, when I went hiking, I was all the way my hiking trip. But after the hiking trip, I'm like, okay, it's not that bad.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
It's definitely a thing, but yeah, I'd say fairly uncommon. You probably more want to look down at snakes and spiders. So the other stuff, yeah.
So far in Australia, I've never seen a snake as well as a big spider.
Okay.
Maybe a small one, but it's not as what social media portrays, where a lot of people ask me, is there a lot of big spiders and snakes? I said, yeah, in some places, but for me, I've never seen a snake or a big spider, as well as experience any drop bears coming down on me, or even crocodiles or alligators or whatever's out there.
So I grew up, when we came to Australia, I grew up in Mackay.
Mackay. Oh, yeah.
An hour north. So I've seen a lot of everything. Snakes, spiders, crocodiles. Yeah.
I think the most, I feel like the thing they should warn us about is ashes.
Oh.
Like, yeah.
Honestly, fair enough.
I think they're a lot more dangerous than the animals.
Absolute grubs.
I would just walk, and a 15-year-old was like, "Bro, you want to have a go?" I'm like,